So welcome back to Real Business English with Teacher Nicola. Today's episode is going to be in both Spanish and English because I don't want anyone missing out on these 10 common mistakes people make in business English. How it'll work is first I'll explain all 10 in English and then again all 10 in Spanish. Are you ready? Let's get cracking. So common mistake number one, saying I think yes or I think no. This is a really common mistake in all types of English, but especially in a business context. So what's the correct way to say creo que sí or creo que no? I think so or I don't think so. Common mistake number two, saying I hope yes or I hope no. So this is very similar to mistake number one. We don't say I hope yes or I hope no. We say I hope so or I hope not. So imagine that you're in a meeting and someone says it's supposed to snow this weekend. You might answer, well, I hope so because I really want to take the kids to see the snow. Or I hope not because that would totally ruin my plans to go running. Mistake number three, you agree? I hear this mistake all the time during negotiations or meetings when a decision has to be made. Unfortunately, you agree is not the correct way of asking someone whether or not they agree with you. You need to use, do you agree? For example, imagine you're in a meeting where a decision has to be made between two options for a marketing campaign. You might say, in my view, campaign A is the best because it has the highest profitability. Do you agree with me? Mistake number four, for do, for say, for be, for and a verb. So I hear this mistake all the time, both in general English and in business English. If we want to say para hacer, para ser, para and a verb, then we need to use to and not for. This is because we're expressing an intention or a reason for doing something. For example, it's really common to hear people say, I'm learning English for travel. However, the correct way is, I'm learning English to travel. Mistake number five, saying everybody are or everyone are. Again, a really common mistake. Everybody are or everyone are. However, we use the third person singular verb form with these words. So the next time you need to say everybody or everyone, remember to use is. For example, is everybody happy with the progress made on this project? Mistake number six, I present myself. Me presento. No, we don't say I present myself. In English, we present reports, briefings, findings, presentations, but we introduce ourselves and others. I'll introduce myself. Can you introduce yourself? Mistake number seven, thinking that don't have to and mustn't mean the same. They do not. I often see confusion with these two negative modal verbs. I see people using them as if they're exactly the same thing, and they're not. Mustn't is used to talk about something which is completely prohibited and not allowed. But don't have to is used to talk about something that isn't necessary, but can be done if someone wants to. Don't have to doesn't prohibit anything. So if you say, you mustn't send this email to the customer, what you're really doing is prohibiting the other person or people from sending the email to the customer. However, if you say, you don't have to send this email to the customer, what you're doing is saying it isn't necessary to send this email to the customer, but you can if you want to. Big difference with far-reaching consequences. Mistake 8, writing at the end of an email or a letter. Do people still write letters? I wait for your answer. If you want to say espero tu respuesta, espero su respuesta, we don't say I wait for your answer. We say I look forward to hearing from you, or I look forward to your answer. Number 9, forgetting the to after need. So saying something like I need you do something. We need to. Okay, so we don't say I need you do that report. We say I need you to do that report. It's a small change, but it's these small things which will make your English sound much more professional and more advanced. And mistake number 10 to finish off, on July. So another really common mistake, and this one came up in my individual classes this week, is using on instead of in when we're talking about the months of the year. So don't forget that we wouldn't say on July, we would say in July. So for example, in July, I will go to Salamanca, for example. I hope these are really useful for you. I'm now going to change it into Spanish so you can check out whether you understood or not. If you're going to stop listening here, see you next time when I'll be talking about 6 words you can use to elevate your business English. Otherwise, let's move on. Now in Spanish. Error común número 1, diciendo I think yes o I think no. Es un error muy común en todos los tipos de inglés, pero especialmente en un contexto de negocios. Así que, ¿cuál es la forma correcta de decir creo que sí o creo que no? I think so y I don't think so. Número 2, muy parecido al último, decir I hope yes o I hope no, para decir espero que sí o espero que no. No decimos I hope yes y I hope no. Sin embargo, sino como en el error número 1, I hope so y I hope not. Por ejemplo, imagínate que estás en una reunión y alguien dice, it's supposed to snow this weekend. Puede que contestes, I hope so, because I really want to take the kids to see the snow. Or, I hope not, because that would totally ruin my plans to go running. Error común número 3. Are you agree? Oigo este error muchísimas veces durante las negociaciones o durante reuniones en las que hay que tomar una decisión. Desgraciadamente, are you agree no es la forma correcta de preguntar a alguien si está de acuerdo contigo o no. Tienes que usar do you agree. Por ejemplo, imagínate que estás en una reunión en la que hay que tomar una decisión entre 2 opciones para una campaña de marketing y tú tienes que dar tu opinión y pedir la opinión de los otros. Podrías decir algo así, in my view, campaign A is the best because it has the highest profitability. Do you agree with me? Número 4, for do, for say, for be, for y un verbo. Es un error muy común tanto en el inglés generalista como en business English. Si queremos decir para hacer, para ser, para lograr, para conseguir, para más un verbo, entonces debemos usar to y no for. Así es porque estamos hablando sobre una intención o la razón por la que se hace algo. Por ejemplo, es muy común escuchar a alguien decir I'm learning English for travel. Sin embargo, lo correcto sería I'm learning English to travel. Número 5. Everybody are. Un error súper frecuente, everybody are, everyone are. Sin embargo, con everybody hay que usar la tercera persona singular. Por lo tanto, hay que decir everybody is, everyone is. Por ejemplo, is everybody happy with the progress made on this project? Error número 6, decir I present myself. Me presento. No, no se dice I present myself. En inglés nosotros present informes, presentaciones, datos. Pero para decir me presento usamos el verbo introduce. We introduce ourselves and others. I'll introduce myself. Can you introduce yourself? Número 7, pensar que o usar don't have to y mustn't como si fuesen lo mismo. Y no es así. Es muy común confundir estos 2 verbos modales en negativo. No son sinónimos, ¿vale? Mustn't es una prohibición total de algo. Y don't have to se utiliza para hablar sobre algo que no es necesario que se haga, pero que la otra persona puede hacerlo si lo ves conveniente. Don't have to no prohíbe nada. Y eso es muy importante porque si estás en una reunión y tú dices, you mustn't send this email to the customer, lo que estás diciendo es que estás prohibiendo totalmente a la otra persona o personas que envíen el correo al cliente. Sin embargo, si tú dices, you don't have to send this email to the customer, lo que estás haciendo es decir que no hace falta, que no es necesario que enviar este correo al cliente, pero si quieres puedes hacerlo. Una gran diferencia. Número 8, o escribir al final de un correo o una carta, I wait for your answer. Al final de un correo, si queremos decir espero su respuesta, espero tu respuesta, no decimos I wait for your answer. Se dice I look forward to hearing from you o I look forward to your answer. Error común número 9, que se nos olvida el to, and I need you to do something. Muchas veces se le olvida a la gente el to cuando hablamos de need. No decimos I need you to do that report, sino I need you to do that report. Una pequeña mejora, pero son precisamente estos detalles que harán que tu inglés suene mucho más profesional y avanzado. Y para terminar, el número 10, on July. Otro error súper común que salió en mis sesiones particulares de esta misma semana ha sido usar on en vez de in cuando hablamos de los meses del año. Recuerda, meses del año, in, pues diríamos, in July I will go to Salamanca. Error común número 10, on July. Otro error muy común que salió en una de mis sesiones particulares esta semana ha sido usar on en vez de in cuando hablamos de los meses del año. Recuerda, los meses del año con in. Pues diríamos, in July I will go to Salamanca, por ejemplo. Wonderful. I hope those have been very useful for you. Pay attention the next time you're writing or speaking in English and see if you make any of these mistakes. That's a wrap for today. See you next time when I'll be revealing 6 words you can use to elevate your business English. Onwards and upwards.